Hello students, today we are going to learn some number games using Python using for loop. So what is this for loop? Now for repetition of any task, when we want to repeat any work, we use normally for loop. In for block, whatever we are writing, that will be executed for a number of times which is mentioned in the for loop. So here there are many examples. Like first example I will take is to print natural numbers. Now when you are printing the natural numbers, you have to write here print 1, print 2, print 3 and so on. Suppose you want to print till 100, till 1000, more than that, then there will be a lot of programming, so many steps you have to write. So what we do is we use a for loop. Now how for loop is executed? For loop here, we will just start our program. We will initialize the variable which we will use in for loop. Suppose the question is to print 1 to 1000. Now what I will do, I will initialize here x equals to 1, and then in for loop what I will do is till x reaches 100 or 1000, whatever the user wants, it will simply check and it will do its work and increment by 1. So this is the repetition. That is, it will start with 1, it will print, it will increase by 1, that is 2, it will check the condition here and then it will keep on repeating. Once it reaches 100, then it will stop the loop. So this is your for loop. Now we will start with the programming. So here you can see what is the syntax of for loop. For a variable name you have to give in, either you can use range here or any sequence you can use. You can use here string, list, or any other sequence you can use. So there are some more examples, like here you can see for variable in Python I have used here a string. Now what it will do, it will take each character at a time and it will print here. So if you don't want to print serially, if you want to check and print some specific letters like vowels, consonants, you can simply use here if statement to check. We have already done in our last video the if statement. So you can check it and then you can do it. So here the numbers, suppose a list is there, count equals to a list is given to you. And for num in list, you can take each number and you can print it separately. If you want to check it, suppose it is divisible by 5 only or not. So you can use a if, you can check the numbers and you can print it. Same way here, a series is given to you and you want to check whether it is only the even numbers you want to print, check and print. So what you will do, you will use here a for loop, take each number at a time and then you will check whether it is even or not, and then you will print all the even numbers. So this is the use of for loop. Now in for we will use here range function. What is range function? Suppose I want to give a series, a start value, a stop value and a step value. These all are optional. It will automatically take start value from 0 default if you don't give it. Stop value you have to mention, otherwise it will be an infinite loop. And step value means after each task how many what you want to increase with. Suppose x equals to 1 to 100 you have written, comma 2 you have written. So what it will do, 1 it will take, then it will skip 1, that is 2 it will skip, and then it will take 3. So this is range function. So we will start with the range function first and we will see our program. So today we are going to design some programs like natural numbers from 1 to 100. Let us do some programs and then at the end we will design some games. So here first is any natural numbers from 1 to 100. Now this is very easy, you can easily do it. So what you have to do is at the beginning you have to take a for loop. So first question which you are going to do is natural numbers. You all know what are natural numbers. So I am going to print here for a variable you have to take. Suppose I have taken x in range. Now here the start value is always 0. I want to start from 1 here, and natural numbers till 10 I want to print. So I have to mention the stop value as 1 more than the stop. stop value. Always here this value is always one more. So here this is our block. Now simply what you are doing, you are printing here X, and when you will execute here, you can see it is printing 1 to 10. So this is very easy. Now next question is, suppose I want to print all the even numbers. Now for even numbers, what you have to do, you have to start from 2, and there are two methods to print even numbers. By giving a step value, you can print all the even numbers. Here you can see I have given the step value and it is printing all the even numbers. So start value is 2, stop value is always one more than this, and step value is 2. So it is just skipping to one number and it is giving all the even numbers. Now for odd numbers, how many changes you have to do in your program for odd numbers? Only one change. That is, here you have to write 1. So when you run your program, you can see, very easy. Clear? Now the other programs which we have to do is, next program is, let us see in the list, natural numbers we have done, even series we have done. Now table, factorial. Table is very easy. I will take one n variable from the user. I will use a for loop from 1 to 10. I will execute and I will multiply by 10. I will print it. What is a factorial? Factorial means factorial of n is from 1 to n. All the numbers it will multiply and it will give you the answer. That is a factorial. Clear? Now next question is, after factorial you are having Fibonacci series, you are having sum of odd numbers, then alternate here 1, then plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, then all the negative series, then alternate positive and negative numbers, then sum of natural numbers till n, sum of even numbers till n. So many questions are there. There are some patterns also, and finally we want to design some games. So let us design this table first and then we will go to the game program. So for the table, what you have to do, you have to take a number from the user. So let us write the program. Table of a number, table of any number, it can be, which user wants. So you have to ask the user to enter the number. So here you will take int input, enter the number, ask from the user, enter the number whose table he wants to see, and then after that you have to use a for loop and simply x in range. Now in table I want to start from 1 till 10, means 11 I will give here, then colon, and you want to print the table. Now how you want to print the table? There is a format. Simply you can write n star x, or you can write here n comma, then in double quotes you can write into sign, then after that comma, variable x value will be printed, x is in small letter, then you have to write equals to, so in double quotes you will write here equals to, and finally you have to write n star x. Now you execute your program, it will ask you enter the number. Now any number you can give. Suppose you want to see the table of 7. So here you can see the table of 7, it is displaying. Clear? If you want the table of 13, you can see it is showing the table of 13. So it is very easy. Clear? Only what you have done, you have taken a number from the user, you have used a for loop. For loop is executed from 1 to 10 and simply it is multiplying that number, your n, which user has entered, with the value of x. So 1 by 1, x will give the value as 1, then 2, then 3. So this is the advantage of for loop. You can take any range, you can repeat any task a number of times. Suppose in your school there are 2000 students, you have to print the report card of all the 2000 students. Suppose all have taken 5 subjects. Now what it will do, it will take the 5 subject marks, it will add it and then it will divide it. Suppose all the marks are out of 100. 100, it will divide it by 5 and it will give you the percentage. So this way you can design the report card format using for loop. So it is very easy for 2000 students. Only once you will write the program and it will execute. Now let's see what all games you can design here. Now for games, we will see some programs. KBC already you have seen in the last video. So KBC game show you have seen. Now today we will print some numbers horizontally, vertically, diagonally, and then we will ask the user to complete some series, some specific series which you know the pattern you know. So first let us print this one horizontally, vertically and diagonally. Now for this I have taken my program here. Now we will write the comment first. So let us write the comment. How to write the comment? This we have already done using a hash sign. So we are printing here 1 to 10 horizontally, vertically and diagonally. Now how you will do it? Simply a for loop you will write for x in range. And then you will write 1 to 10, so 1 comma 11 you have to write here, and then after colon. Now here you have, when you are printing horizontally, what you are writing here? X, and then you have to write here, it is ending with what? Now if you want to give space in between, so simply you will write here in single quotes or in double quotes, whatever space you want, that you have to mention. Suppose 1 space or 2 space you want. Now when you will run this program, it will print horizontally 1 to 10 horizontally. Clear? Now the same program I want to print vertically. Clear? So same program I have just copied and pasted here. Now for vertically I don't need this end. Now when you run it, it is printing vertically. Clear? So previously we have printed horizontally. For horizontally we have written only end equals to this. Only this much you have to write. For vertically you don't have to write it. Over. Now diagonally. For diagonally you have to learn a different thing. That is, I will use here one loop inside another loop. So here what you have to do is, you have to, now for this diagonally I have to write here again. That is, for this is called a nested loop. Now nested loop in details we are going to do when we will do pattern, but since in this game we required it, now here what I am doing here, for y in range 1 to 1 comma 11. Now this is a diagonal one. So in diagonal what happens? In front diagonal, when x will be equal to, x will be for rows and y will be for columns. When x will be equal to y, so here you will check if x is double equals to y, then it will print value of x. So it is printing value of x. Else what it is doing? Else it is just leaving it. For leaving, what you have to do here? Simply print a space. Now, when you are printing it, at that time, what you have to do here? You have to write here end equals to quotes. Same way here, nothing you have to print, or suppose you want to print a 0, or suppose a space you want to print. And then you have to end here, end equals to quotes. Now after coming out of this program, for every row you have to change a line. For changing a line we use print command. Now when, yes, so here you can see the diagonally one. In diagonal what you have to do? Simply you have to use two for loops. So this is for rows, this is for column. First for loop I have used for rows and second for loop I have used for columns. Now if x equals to y, you can see the first element always is 0 row, 0 column. So it is 0, 0. The second one you can see the second element will be 1 row and 1 column. So here you can see when x is equal to y, I have taken print x with end equals to 1 space I have given in between, and then when you are not having x equals to y, that is in other cases, I have left here 1 space I have left here. So it will simply leave the space, and any type of patterns you can print using this program. So this is over. Now any type of patterns we will design, any type of number games you can design using for loop. Clear? So I think you all are happy with this. So this is over. So